as far as the business of boxing?
The best thing is a fighter needs to take almost everything.
You paid all that money and had the biggest stage in boxing on Netflix, and that is really the best they could do?
He knew that he could not beat Bud Crawford, which is why they basically paid him $100 million.
Canelo has now come forward with a shocking confession about his fight with Terence Crawford. Speaking on Joe Rogan's podcast, Alvarez admitted he didn't go into that bout at full speed. He claims he deliberately held back, fought at a slower rhythm, stayed planted, and allowed Crawford to look sharper than he normally would. Even more surprising, Canelo suggested that business and money played a role in how the fight unfolded, saying he was essentially paid to ease off instead of fighting with his usual fire.
Well, how does that work? Because it's not pay-per-view. Do they still...
Netflix putting up the money.
So I'm saying, so they don't get no back end then?
No, there is no back end. There's ticket sales.
Yeah, because pay-per-view, the back end is the most.
There's no pay-per-view.
I guess if you give me $50 million up front, I don't really care about a back end.
That admission instantly gave new meaning to what fans and experts were already questioning after the fight. Right away, people noticed something felt off. Canelo barely used his jab, one of the most dangerous tools of his entire career. There were no trademark combinations, no steady pressure, no sense of urgency as rounds slipped away. Instead, he threw isolated punches, stood still too often, and looked strangely passive. The punch statistics backed it up as well, showing some of the lowest output numbers he's ever recorded. At first, many blamed age or decline, but Canelo's words changed the entire conversation.
He don't have the punching power, but he has the skills that's necessary.
Crawford.
Yeah.
So you were very impressed with his performance?
Well, yeah. The point of the matter is, I knew if it came down to if somebody got knocked out, I thought Crawford would probably get knocked out.
Yeah.
But
Oscar de la Hoya was among the first to publicly raise eyebrows. Just hours after the fight, he posted online questioning what everyone had just witnessed. He wrote, "What was that? I know Canelo was slow, but not that slow, weak, but not that weak. Did he even train, or was he paid to lose?" For someone who promoted Canelo for years, De La Hoya said the performance didn't resemble the fighter he knew. Having seen Alvarez in camps where his sharpness was obvious, Oscar couldn't accept that this was simply aging.
When he got hit by Crawford and he took that deep breath, he's frustrated. Don't get me wrong. Canelo facing the right opponent that's going to stay in front of him, that's going to fight, that's going to make it a brawl, Canelo knocks him out. So I'm not saying Canelo's shot or done. No, it's fun.
Veteran boxer Gabe Rosado echoed the same concerns. He described Canelo as flat-footed, throwing no jab, no combinations, and relying on one punch at a time. Rosado said it looked like the kind of showing you'd expect from someone far removed from their prime, not from a champion still holding belts. He pointed out how against fighters like Golovkin, Canelo doubled the jab, fired crisp counters, and stayed aggressive. Against Crawford, Rosado saw none of that at all.
Bud catch those shots off his glove.
He looked amazing.
So amazing.
Yeah, he looked good.
Yeah. He'd go to a body and he'd catch that and come up with an uppercut. Just all those things that seem...
He looked great.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody do that to ever.
No one has. Yeah, he's the best.
Canelo. Ever.
Yeah, he's the best.
And I think he would do that to Canelo on his best day. And Canelo said it, he goes, I couldn't figure him out.
No.
And that's where boxing stands today. The sport isn't driven by mandatories or rankings anymore. It's driven by global spectacle and massive paydays. Turki Alalshik has rewritten the game with deep pockets, and fighters like Crawford are perfectly positioned to benefit. That's why even with voices like Ronnie Shields urging retirement, it's hard to imagine Bud walking away. The stage is too big, the checks are too massive, and history is still within reach.
Mac, you've been training Crawford for years. Is he retired or is he going to keep fighting?
He just got to take a break.
Is Terence Crawford retired or is he going to keep fighting?
He's going to keep fighting.
He's going to keep fighting?
Yeah.
You're the man. Be man. Hey, congratulations. Enjoy the win.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Clarissa Shields had her own interpretation, believing Alvarez's body was simply breaking down. In her eyes, his legs weren't there anymore, and the ability to string punches together had faded. That seemed believable in the moment. Meanwhile, David Benvidez, one of Canelo's loudest rivals, kept pushing the narrative that Alvarez has been avoiding the most dangerous challenges. Before the Crawford bout, Benvidez claimed Canelo preferred fights where the risk was controlled. Afterward, he doubled down, saying Canelo no longer wants real danger.
Any advice for them as far as boxing business?
Because the fighters always get the less money, and some of the fighters they need to take the money, the guarantee money, right? Because they don't make a lot of money in the fights, right? But they are as a fight.
De La Hoya believes Canelo can still win at the elite level, but only against styles that play into his strengths. Eddie Hearn sees it differently. Talking with Sports Illustrated, Hearn emphasized the massive commercial pull of a Crawford rematch. For him, the intrigue is whether Canelo can answer the retirement whispers. Hearn suggested Alvarez could reinvent himself again, like he has before, and surprise everyone with adjustments that could put Crawford in serious trouble.
You've been training Crawford for years. Is he retired or is he going to keep fighting?
He just got to take a break.
Is Terence Crawford retired or is he going to keep fighting?
He's going to keep fighting.
He's going to keep fighting?
Yeah.
You're the man. Be man. Hey, congratulations. Enjoy the win.
Thank you.
In the first fight, Alvarez actually started strong. He controlled the early rounds with sharp counters and kept Crawford cautious. But the momentum shifted late. From rounds 9 through 12, Crawford took over, landing cleaner shots and forcing Canelo backward. Many observers felt that stretch decided the fight. Hearn believes that if Canelo approaches those later rounds differently, the result could change in a second bout.
We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I tried.
According to Benvidez and others, the Crawford fight was about the paycheck more than legacy. And Benvidez believes that pattern will continue. De La Hoya, speaking to Fight Hype, argued the result wasn't purely decline, but also style. He insisted Canelo isn't finished, but the future depends heavily on matchmaking. Oscar explained that if Alvarez faces someone who stands in front of him and turns it into a brawl, Canelo can still be lethal. But it's about choosing the right opponent and squeezing the last big dollars from fans.
You see, Canelo is a strong fighter, and every punch he throws comes with power, right? That breaks down the body. Physically, his body is breaking down. Plus, he just had a kid. Canelo wants to go enjoy his life. He wants to keep his wits, keep his mind together, stay sharp, and go enjoy a little bit of that money that he just made. But he could not pass the torch to somebody that didn't respect the game. Canelo's at the top of the list.
For Crawford, the victory over Alvarez has opened huge doors, but it also creates uncertainty about what comes next. Some analysts think Bud may avoid the most physically dangerous challengers. Names like David Benavidez, Dimitri Bivol, Diego Pacheco, and Bektemir Melikhazev all bring size and power that could test Crawford's slick style. Those fights are high risk with unclear reward. Instead, many expect Crawford may chase bigger-name paydays with less danger, like Jermall Charlo or Hamza Shiraz.
A potential rematch, as a Canelo fan, I don't really want to see that. I don't think there will be much difference. I don't think Canelo can bring anything to the table that's going to surprise Crawford. He's a different fighter now. If this was 10 years ago, yes, I think the fight could have gone a different way. But there's no point in even thinking that because Canelo's a different fighter now. They fought today. They fought when Crawford is older as well, so I can't be trying to say, well, Canelo's...
Chris Eubank Jr. shares that optimism, calling a rematch enormous and insisting Canelo still has the tools to flip the story. To him, Alvarez's experience and power remain dangerous if used the right way. Trainer Robert Garcia also supports a second fight, saying hunger will be the deciding factor. Garcia believes Canelo must avoid easing off late and instead press his power advantage from start to finish. Across boxing, the theme is the same. The skills are still there, but the drive is the question.
I would love to see the rematch. I think in the rematch, if he comes back with the hunger that he needs, he could beat Crawford. Because Crawford, is very talented, but I think Canelo could beat him. Canelo's strong, man. Canelo's strong. Canelo could take a good punch. So I think he could just go and don't respect his punch and throw punches even though you're gonna get hit, but don't.
This is where boxing business takes over. Crawford's win elevated him into a position of massive leverage, but opponent selection will define how long that lasts. Meanwhile, Canelo's next move will shape the sport as well. If he immediately seeks redemption against Crawford, it becomes a global blockbuster. If he chooses a safer style matchup instead, it could signal the final stage of his career.
Terence Crawford and Canelo. Personally, I do not want to see a rematch. Usually rematches are in order when it's a very close fight and you can't really tell, which fighter won. There's a lot of close rounds, swing round. That wasn't the case in this fight. Terence Crawford won pretty handedly. I personally scored the fight 9-3. Being generous, you can give it 8-4.
Other names exist too. Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev at 175 are possibilities. If Crawford went up and won there, it would be historic. Jaron Ennis and Virgil Ortiz are still around, but they don't bring the same excitement now. Sebastian Fundora is another wildcard option. The truth is, the only fights that really make sense for Bud now are the ones that sell huge. Legacy is already secured. What's left is the money.
Bud next, since Bud's so strong. That's what I said. Why are you talking about 54? None of them dudes gonna get you up. If you truly beat Canelo, why not be the greatest fighter in the existence of boxing? Like, Bivol was the only dude to beat 2 undisputed active champions. Like, he beat Canelo as an undisputed champion, and he beat Beterbiev as an undisputed.
Even though Canelo is being criticized for chasing money, many believe money can't erase the consequences of taking the Crawford fight. Boxing has become a sport driven by financial numbers above all else. Even if a fighter is fading, if the payday is enormous, the fight gets made. That's what happened here. Alvarez may already have been slowing down, but the Crawford purse was too massive to ignore. The issue is that while the bank account grows, the damage on the body never stops. And for Canelo, this may have been one payday too far.
The Coca-Cola I'm buying. I risk my life in the ring, and everybody's making money too. It's not that they don't making money; they making money, but the fighter need to make.
That's why Benvidez is the golden ticket. The big question is whether he can still comfortably make 168, but if he can, that fight is enormous. Benvidez is young, undefeated, and desperate for the defining opportunity. Crawford is older, but his skills make fans believe he can still win, even giving up size. Online reactions exploded. Some say Bud would outbox Benvidez easily. Others believe Benvidez's pressure and size would finally overwhelm him. Either way, everyone agrees it's a fight worth making.
Need this fight. It's a storyline there. You beat my brother. I need that revenge. I'm the Mexican monster. You a pound for pound great. You coming up. Let's do it. If Terence Crawford beats David Benvidez, I don't even think he needs to fight Canelo. You automatically have to put Terence Crawford in top 5 or top 10 all time.
De La Hoya offered a different promoter's perspective, suggesting Canelo might extend his career with a new voice in the corner, maybe even someone like Shields himself. But Shields dismissed that quickly, saying the issue runs deeper. Alvarez has been fighting at the top level since he was a teenager. That's years of wars and punishment. Crawford, by comparison, has fewer brutal battles and fresher legs. Shields believes Canelo's body is warning him to stop, and ignoring that only makes it worse.
Look, I mean, the only thing I can tell him or give him advice in is get a new trainer. I can't advise him on retiring or staying in boxing. That's a very personal decision. But I can say, hey, get a new trainer.
Coach Ronnie Shields came out immediately after the loss and said he wants Alvarez to retire. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, Shields said what he saw told him everything. No energy, no sharpness, none of the old Canelo who could walk fighters down and control the pace. Shields argued it's not about changing trainers or tweaking strategy. It's father time. He said no coach alive can reverse what's happening. Fire Eddie Reynoso, hire someone new, it won't matter. Once the body stops responding, training can't bring it back.
To have just one name at 160, 154, I mean, it's just hard for him, ideally, to just see a fight. No names resonating at the moment. Would you be okay to see him retire?
I would. Look, he's had a great career also. Yes, he's older, but...
Crawford himself has admitted he's weighing options. Speaking to Ring Magazine, he said he'll sit down with his team and decide whether to drop to middleweight or stay at super middleweight. The problem with 160 is simple, there's no money. Champions like Janibek Alimkanyeli, Arislandi Lara, and Carlos Adams are solid, but they aren't global stars. They won't sell huge pay-per-views, and they won't convince Turkey to write a massive check. Financially, it doesn't add up.
There's still a need for Benvidez.
Canelo.
Turkey people are talking about it.
Turkey hinted at that. He was like Benvidez.
Yeah, he
Turkey,
did.
so-
Turkey just posted that this morning, wondering if Benvidez can make 168. Maybe he has plans or ideas of maybe trying to match up Benvidez and Terence Crawford.
No.
No, I ain't doing that fight. Maybe.
But retirement rarely matches reality when money is involved. Crawford is now undisputed at 168 and one of the biggest names in boxing. That's why Turkey Alalshik immediately teased David Benavidez, asking if he could still make the weight. That was a clear hint toward Crawford versus Benavidez, a fight that would generate massive hype and tens of millions in revenue.
You want to fight Canelo? Would you ever entertain a fight with the Mexican monster David Benavidez? But you want Canelo. But you want Canelo.
You gotta understand, like.
But I gotta ask you, bro, because I can't,
My thing is, Benvidez is a big dude. You know what I mean? Not to say I won't fight him.
Fans already map out fantasy paths. Some say grab a middleweight belt, then jump to light heavyweight for Bivol or Beterbiev. If Crawford pulled that off, he'd become only the second man ever to win titles in 7 weight classes, a feat even Mayweather never touched. Others say forget all of that and just give fans Crawford versus Benavidez next. Either way, there's no doubt money is driving every move. And Canelo's loss proved fighters will still risk everything if the payday is right. Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates.